the official making of the Druid class overview trailer. Let's see.
The Druid is a conduit for Mother Nature's wrath.
You guys hear me well?
All of this druidic power within you. You are completely this otherworldly creature.
People are animals. You're an animal.
You're an animal, guys. You guys hear? Chat. You are an animal. Understand that?
And when you fight with tooth and claw, you are behaving just as nature intends.
That's what she said, boys. You're an animal.
When I say druid, that fantasy is already in the public consciousness. You start getting these pictures in your mind, some based on history, some based on other games you've played, some based on
there's Diablo 4.
Diablo games.
And for many of our
Is this like Druid in Diablo 2? It gotta be, right? Because like this feels like really old artwork that I never seen.
Including myself, the Druid is so nostalgic.
The visuals, the noises, you know, this use of specific like animal markings that we're all familiar with, the paw prints, the horns, everything else. I think that just makes the fantasy.
Bro, whoever designed this, I think it deserves a raise. Like, I mean, like, look out, like, I just get hyped. I actually get hyped to play Druid just by looking at these.
It a lot harder for people, but it also means that people have high expectations for what they want a druid to be.
We had to figure out how to do the druid
John,
cooler and more unique than anything we've done in the past.
I was speaking with these guys, about the battlegrounds and the matchmaking and the crowd control. So there was him and there was another dev, and we were both speaking, and I was just giving my feedback. I said, bro, at this stage, we gotta find out a solution for the crowd control. It is freaking insane. Like, you go in these CC chains of like 10 seconds, you cannot do anything. I think their solution is to try to come up like with these immunity or CC breaker instances. But I feel like, to be fair, there's like a bandage on the problem.
Even though we want to design our druid to be something unique to Diablo Immortal, at the same time, we want our druid to also call back to Diablo 2 and Diablo 4.
So, yeah, okay, I see, guys. So, this is like Diablo Immortal, Diablo 4, and then we have here Diablo 2.
Diablo 2 and Diablo 4, so everything visually feels consistent.
What makes this druid different but the same?
We took the lessons that D4 had learned after their release, and it inspired us to make our own version of the Druid that we knew would be iconic and really have a place among the best Druids in Diablo.
We already
While
watched
we want
new
to try to
cinematic.
push the envelope on doing something brand new and not be derivative and try to just recreate what's been done in the past, we also have to figure out what makes the Druid work. And that's a big challenge.
First, it's defining those kind of tent poles. It's saying, well, for the druid, the big things are transformation, shape-shifting, being able to turn into different animal forms.
I think like oh my god. Wait, what is this instance? This looks absolutely awesome. So I think like this is the ultimate. I think this is ultimate with a ferocious strike, if I'm not mistaken. I was gonna say, like, in terms of fantasy, I feel like the Druid itself as a fantasy character is probably one of the most unique ones, right? It's Chewbacca. Yeah, it's Chewbacca, guys. Yeah, this is Star Wars. Yeah, we are in the wrong IP, guys. It's not Diablo. This is like the new Star Wars Immortal.
It's summons, being able to summon wild animals. If you look at, you know, classic druids, they're sort of masters of nature, modifying, you know, vines, brambles, those kinds of things.
This is the ultimate on the
design team really wanted our druid to feel overpowered.
What? Look at what he said. Look at what he said, guys.
Our druid to feel overpowered.
We want our druid to feel overpowered. Well, Well, guys. I guess we gotta have another 6 months of bullshit, right? OP class in Battlegrounds dominating everything like we had with Tempest. That's how it's gonna be.
So all of their animal transforms, they wanted them to feel extra hefty.
Druid taps into the forces of nature, and with that energy, they're able to unleash their ability. That's why we came up with a new resource for the
guys. I'm gonna ask you the chat a question. Which form do which shape shifting form do you like the most? Like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. We gotta hit 100 likes on the stream today. So I'm gonna put the bear, the werewolf, or or the stang. Okay, all right. Which one you guys like the most?
The druid.
They have this raw power. They don't necessarily have full control over.
The reason for that is because of the unstable power of nature that the druid is channeling. We decided to go in a direction of
these abilities look so cool.
Coolness, where we stripped the elemental focus for the druid down to they wield fire and earth, and they do it in a very destructive way.
From an audio perspective, it's an absolute treat because we get to explore so many different types of skills and sound. That was the biggest challenge, is what is the sound of this naturalistic magic, this animalistic magic? And it was a question that started immediately, and I didn't have an answer.
I am curious how the hell you end up becoming a sound designer. It's such a, like, first it's like a very niche thing, but like, what are your interests? Probably like you're very interested in music and sound effects, something like that. Like, but like I never met anyone that was like interested in sound design. You know?
For. And I love starting there because it means we get to explore stuff we've never done before. And we explore that from a lot of different angles. At WB, we had them record a lot of tree branches crunching, a lot of water textures and plant textures.
Wait.
I went out myself into the forest and recorded trees, and I just processed the hell out of it for like a couple weeks straight. And it was totally unhinged.
What the hell? Guys, hear this.
Unhinged.
This is how they do it? This is a freaking watermelon with a hammer.
Unhinged. Once we had that sound, I knew that Druid was really coming together and really coming to its own.
The personality needed to hit specific marks. They needed to be tough and resilient, but also with a sense of humor and that kind of quirkiness that only people who live the hermit lifestyle have.
We really also like the idea of...
This was the guy that he actually made a presentation about the whole concept of the druid. It was awesome. He was so passionate about it while showing. And whenever you have someone actually being really passionate about what they create, actually makes like way more awesome.
Adding some sort of duality, we have inserted a lot of details into the druid's design that deliberately makes them feel asymmetrical. Now, when you view their silhouette from one side, is the silhouette of a human, but when you view it on the other side, is the silhouette of a bear. Also, they have this face paint that is only on one side of their face. They wear these claws that they have fastened to their gauntlets on their left-hand side. And then they have these very intricate tattoos all over their right arm.
So the tattoo that the druid has is very unique to align with the heritage.
This here, guys, it was the most, or at least the most interesting part for me. Because the tattoo resembles... Where do you come from? What is your family name? How many kids you have? Are you married? Did you lost a kid? Did you lost a brother? Did you lost like your parents? Like there's like like are you a elder, are you like a kid, like there is so many like forms and shapes depending on who you are. So if inside the game you actually meet one of these druids, and if you look at their tattoos and you know the meaning, and I hope they actually put like a blog post or something like detailing that like they did to us, that'll be very cool.
The Old Irish Ogham language and way of writing, and we used that as the inspiration to create a lineage, basically a history that's right there on the druid's skin.
I'm really excited to see what players achieve with the druid.
The druid that we worked on for Diablo Immortal captures the absolute magic and essence of all of my favorite classes in Immortal.
I really hope that for people who are new to Diablo and people who've been playing Immortal for years, that they see this and it is resonant with exactly what they want from a druid: savage, primal, unchained.
Unchained, boys. Yeah, I feel like whenever I played, it kind of surpassed my expectations, because I'm gonna be honest, man. I went like with very, very low expectations towards like the testing, and then I started playing and it was actually cool. Like, was way cooler than what I actually thought it was gonna be, man.